Hey everyone. Ever find yourself wondering, am I drinking enough water? I know I do.
Yeah.
It's something we all think about, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we hear it all the time. Drink 8 glasses a day or 2 liters. But is that really true? Like,
Mm.
is there any science behind that? Well, we decided to do a deep dive into this whole hydration thing.
Okay.
We found this really interesting BBC Learning English video with some experts talking about it. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, what they said was pretty surprising.
Really? What'd they say?
Well, for starters, you know that 2-liter rule we always hear about?
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Everyone says that, right? Like that's the magic number.
Right. Everyone says it. It's like a global standard.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like every government recommends 2 liter.
Exactly.
But get this. A biologist in the video, Professor John Speakman, he says
Okay.
there's actually no solid scientific basis for that number.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Seriously? So,
Mhm.
like, all this time I've been refilling my water bottle, like, religiously trying to hit that 2-liter mark?
Yeah,
And
all right.
it's basically just like a made-up number.
Well, it's not totally made up. I mean,
Right.
it's more like a ballpark figure, like a starting point.
Hmm.
The interesting thing is that everyone's hydration needs are different.
Ah.
Like how much water you need really depends on things like,
Mm-hmm.
your body size, how active you are,
Right.
even the climate you live in.
So it's less about this magic number and more about figuring out what works for your own body.
Exactly. It's about finding what works for you.
But how do we do that? How do we know how much water we actually need?
Well, think about it like this. Your body's water balance, it's like a bank account.
Okay, I like that analogy.
So you're constantly making deposits by drinking fluids and even eating foods that have a lot of water in them.
Right, like watermelon.
Exactly. Watermelon's a great one. But then throughout the day, you're also making withdrawals.
Withdrawals.
Yeah, through things like breathing, sweating, even just going to the bathroom.
Oh, so like if I'm out running on a hot day,
Uh-huh.
I'm making some serious withdrawals there.
You are. Big time.
So I need to make sure I'm making some serious deposits too.
Exactly. And that's where things get interesting because what happens when those withdrawals start to outweigh the deposits?
We're talking dehydration, right?
Exactly. Dehydration.
Yeah.
And the BBC video really brought this to life with insights from Dr. Nidia Rodriguez-Sanchez. She's a hydration expert.
You know what really stuck with me from the video?
What's that?
It was her point about how easy it is to mistake thirst for hunger.
Oh, yeah.
Like sometimes our body's trying to tell us, hey, I need some water.
Yeah.
But our brain's like, nope, you're hungry, go eat something.
It's so true. It's like our body's giving us these signals, but we're misinterpreting them.
Totally. And then we end up snacking when what we really need is a big glass of water.
It's like our internal communication system is a little messed up
Yeah,
sometimes.
it's like a game of telephone gone wrong.
Exactly.
So we're not only missing out on the benefits of being properly hydrated,
Right.
but we're also potentially making choices that aren't actually what our body needs.
Exactly. It's all about recognizing those signs of dehydration before it becomes a problem.
So tell me what happens when we do get dehydrated. What are the effects?
Well, Dr. Rodriguez-Sanchez in the video, she mentions things like fatigue headaches, that dry mouth feeling,
Right.
and even
No.
difficulty concentrating.
All that from not drinking enough water.
It's pretty incredible, right?
What?
How much our mental and physical well-being is tied to something as simple as hydration.
That's wild. So to sum up what we've learned so far,
Yeah.
we've busted the myth of the universal 2-liter rule, and we've started to see just how crucial it is to listen to our bodies and those signals they're sending us.
Well, we've only scratched the surface. There's so much more to learn about how our bodies regulate this whole water balance thing.
Okay, I'm ready to go deeper. Let's
Yeah.
unpack this some more.
Let's do it.
All right, let's dive in.
All right.
Okay, so we talked about how our bodies are like balancing this whole water in, water out thing.
Yeah, like a constant balancing act.
But how do we know, like, when our tanks are running low? Is it just about, like, feeling thirsty?
Well, thirst is definitely a big part of it.
Yeah.
It's like our body's built-in alarm system, right? Like, hey, we need more water over here.
Yeah.
So when you start getting dehydrated, your brain sends out this signal,
Okay.
this powerful thirst signal that makes you want to drink. And then as you rehydrate, that thirst starts to go away.
So it's like a feedback loop, right? The more dehydrated we get, the stronger the signal.
Exactly. It's pretty amazing how well it works most of the time.
Right.
But here's the thing. Sometimes those signals can get a little mixed up.
You mean like the whole thirst versus hunger thing?
Yeah, that's a good example.
Mm-hmm.
And also, as we get older, our thirst sensation can actually become less sensitive.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so older adults might need to be more proactive about drinking water, even if they're not feeling super thirsty.
That's interesting. I never thought about that.
And then, of course, certain medications or medical conditions can also affect those signals. So it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor if you have any concerns about your hydration.
Yeah, that makes sense. So basically, even though our bodies are pretty good at telling us when we need to drink,
Right.
sometimes we need to be a little more aware and not just rely on thirst alone.
Exactly. You got
Yep,
to be
yep.
more mindful.
So, okay, we've got the thirst signal, but what about the benefits of staying hydrated? What's so good about drinking enough water?
Oh, there are tons of benefits. Like for starters, water is super important for regulating your body temperature.
Okay.
It helps transport heat away from your organs and out through your skin.
Ah, so that's why we sweat when we get hot. It's our body's way of cooling down.
Exactly. Sweating is crucial for temperature regulation,
Yeah?
and you need water for that. And another thing, water helps with digestion. It helps
Hmm.
break down food and keep things moving smoothly through your system.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that when I'm not drinking enough water, things tend to get a little,
Backed up.
yeah, let's just say things slow down a bit.
Yeah, I hear ya.
Yeah.
And there's more. Water also acts as a lubricant for your joints. It cushions your organs and tissues, and it helps transport nutrients throughout your body.
Wow, water really is involved in like everything.
It really is. We kind of take it for granted.
We do. Now, I remember the BBC video also mentions something about drinking water and weight loss.
Mm.
Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, there's actually some interesting research on that.
Okay.
Studies have shown that drinking water before meals can actually help you eat less.
Really?
Yeah, it seems like water can make you feel fuller so you don't eat as much.
Huh. So it's not like a magic weight loss solution, but it could definitely be helpful.
Right, especially if you're trying to be more mindful about your eating habits.
Exactly. And we can't forget about the kidneys. Those guys work hard.
They do, they're like our body's filtration system.
Right. They filter out all the waste and toxins from our blood.
Exactly, and water plays a vital role in that process. When we're properly hydrated, it helps the kidneys function at their best.
So basically, staying hydrated keeps our kidneys happy and healthy.
Pretty much. And that's just a few of the benefits. We've got temperature regulation, digestion, joint health, nutrient transport, potential help with weight management, and healthy kidney function.
Wow, that's a pretty impressive list. I'm starting to feel thirsty just thinking about it.
Good. That means your body's working.
So, okay, if the 2-liter rule isn't the answer, how do we figure out how much water we each need? Like, is there some kind of formula?
Well, it's not quite as simple as a formula. Unfortunately, there are a lot of factors to consider.
Yeah, like what?
Well, your activity level, the climate you live in, your overall health.
Right, right. So someone training for a marathon in Arizona is going to have different needs than someone who, works a desk job in Alaska.
Exactly. And here's a tip that might sound strange, but it's surprisingly helpful.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Pay attention to the color of your urine.
What? Really? Urine
I
color?
know it sounds weird, but it can actually tell you a lot. Pale yellow urine generally means you're good to go.
Okay.
But if it's darker yellow or amber colored, that could be a sign that you need to drink more.
Huh. That's actually really interesting. I'm definitely going to be checking more often now.
Well, just remember there can be exceptions, and it's always best to talk to your doctor if you have any concerns.
Of course. So it sounds like the big takeaway here is that while those general guidelines can be helpful,
Yeah.
it's all about listening to our own bodies and what they need.
Exactly. It's about personalized hydration.
No more blindly following rules.
Right. It's about being mindful and proactive.
I love that. So basically, we need to pay attention to our thirst, keep an eye on our urine color, consider our activity level and the climate we live in.
It's like becoming a hydration detective.
Yeah!
You got to gather all the clues.
I'm into it. Now, the BBC video also mentioned a few other things about hydration,
Oh, yeah. Like what?
like where we get our water from and the role of electrolytes.
Oh, that's a good one. Should we dive into those next?
Let's do it.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so we've debunked that whole 2 liters thing, talked about thirst, and even learned about checking our urine color. What else did we learn from this deep dive?
We often think about hydration as just like drinking water, right?
Yeah.
But the BBC video made this really interesting point about how our bodies actually get water from different places.
Like food.
Exactly. Fruits and veggies especially have tons of water.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Watermelon, cucumbers, spinach,
Mm-hmm.
they all contribute to your hydration.
That's a good point. Sometimes when I'm tired, I just crave a soda or something.
Right.
But maybe what I really need is a big slice of watermelon.
Exactly. It's like a hydration boost and a snack all in one.
I like it. And speaking of hydration strategies,
Yes.
what about electrolytes?
Oh, electrolytes. Those are key, especially if you're sweating a lot.
Yeah, that's like serious athlete territory, right?
They are important for athletes,
Mm-hmm.
but they're actually important for everyone.
Oh,
You were
okay.
talking about minerals like sodium, potassium, magnesium. They help regulate fluid balance in your body.
So, like, if I'm just going for a walk, I probably don't need to worry too much about electrolytes.
Probably not.
Ah.
But if you're training for a marathon or doing something intense in the heat,
Then I need to pay attention.
exactly, replenishing those electrolytes can help prevent muscle cramps and fatigue.
Got it. So to recap, we've covered how our needs vary, the importance of thirst, the whole urine color thing, getting water from food and electrolytes.
We've covered a lot.
We have. Any big takeaways?
I think the BBC video really highlighted that while that 2-liter guideline can be a starting point,
Right.
it's not a perfect solution for everyone. The real key is to listen to your body and adjust your fluid intake as needed.
So personalized hydration.
Exactly. No more blindly following rules.
So listen to your thirst. Check your urine color, consider your activity level and the climate.
It's all about being informed and making choices that support your health.
I love that. This has been a real eye-opener. I'm definitely going to be more mindful about my hydration from now on.
Me too.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into hydration.
It's been fun.
Until next time, stay curious and stay hydrated, everyone.